in this episode.
No.
Okay. So number 3 from Rolling Stone, we don't even need to talk about, just to mention it because we've already talked about it. Psycho. Okay. So they put Psycho at number 3.
Wow.
Number 3 at Rotten Tomatoes is
what? Dude. What?
Welcome. You're listening to PaleoCheeze Podcast, episode 26, part 2, Dissecting Best of Lists.
So welcome back to part 2 of episode whatever it is. I don't feel like doing math right now. It's weirding me out, just like Joni Mitchell's number 1 top album of all time weirding me out.
oh, dude, speaking of, that was the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about, man. So in fact, from the same source, and I actually came up with 2 different sources. Okay, 2 different sources, and I don't know if you have just off the top of your head, you're our, this is not even disputable. This isn't a joke. You are the resident horror expert on the show. I am not.
Yeah, for sure.
So you are, right? So if I were to say, what are, in your opinion, if you were to say the top 10, you'd probably be able to drum them up pretty quickly. To just go, you may have to think, what this would be number 3 or number 4. Maybe you've already written it out. Maybe you've tattooed it on your butt. I don't know. But Rolling Stone, they did their readers poll. Okay, so this isn't them. This is their readers. Okay, and so we dodged the bullet of some of the people that we know work there, like the beatnik with the turtleneck, snapping fingers, who picked Bob Dylan for like 3 songs or what, 3 albums in the top 20, something ridiculous. So we've dodged the bullet of the beatnik. This is the readers, though. So maybe they got a lot of the same people. So here's their list, okay? And tell me if you would agree.
List of what?
This is their list of the 10 best horror movies of all time.
I'm going to tell you right now, there's going to be some in there just like that, just like Bob Dylan, where it's like, well, this is a classic, and so we have to put it in there. So there's going to be something like in there like that just doesn't hold up anymore, and everybody knows it, like I don't know, Frankenstein or something like that.
Frankenstein. Yeah. So okay, number 10, dude. Number 10, Poltergeist.
It's a great movie. It's a great gateway film for kids too. It's got shocking moments, but not anything super disturbing. I don't think the language is that bad. It's got that Spielberg feel, even though, there's some controversy on who exactly, because Spielberg was there, but so was Tobe Hooper. Some people say, no, Tobe didn't direct it. He was just there. Some say, yeah, Spielberg did. So to me, it feels more like a Spielberg movie than it does a Tobe Hooper film.
Yeah.
Tobe
now,
Hooper
for people who don't know, okay, yep. For people who don't know, what did
Texas Chainsaw Massacre? You know what I mean? Like
it's a little different. It's a little different.
You've seen Poltergeist. It's got a lot of like kind of humor and family friendly elements that a Spielberg film would have.
Yes. Yeah, my kids watched it. I watched it with my children.
It's a good movie. It's a classic. I still like it. Some of the effects have aged a little bit, but I'm not going to argue with that.
So, okay. Originally, I was going to go through the top 10 with just Rolling Stone first and then do Rotten Tomatoes. Okay. But I think what I'm going to do is do 10 and 10. So it's like 10, 10, 9, 9, 8, 8. Okay. Dude, you're going to crack up with this.
These are the scariest or just the best? Or
These are the top 100 horror movies, the best of Rotten Tomatoes. Movies with 40 or more critic reviews vie for their place in history at Rotten Tomatoes. Eligible movies are ranked based on their adjusted scores.
Okay.
Number 10. Okay. With a rating of 100, Frankenstein.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
See, I told you, man.
Yeah. With a rating of 100. Yeah.
See, yeah. It's like I feel like a bunch of old men registered for the website and got in there and voted. Frankenstein is not a horrible movie, but it's more of like a popular iconic figure than it is an actual like good movie. Like at the time, Jack Pierce, who did the makeup effects on Boris Karloff, top-notch stuff, man, at the time. And the things that they did, like with the 10-pound boots or whatever that Karloff had on, and just the painstaking things he had to go through with the makeup. classic. But Bride of Frankenstein, anyone will tell you this. Bride of Frankenstein is way better than Frankenstein.
Dude, I don't even know if I've ever even seen Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
She's not in it much, but it's cool. It's much better. It's got Frankenstein getting stoned with a blind man in it too.
Really?
This guy lights something up and Frankenstein is like freaking out and stuff. And then he takes a hit and he goes, oh.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's weed, man. What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
And he starts going, smoke good. But dude, his demeanor, he just went chill immediately after taking a toke.
So this isn't in the top 10, but I had to include this. It's number 11, and that's why I had to include it. Number 11 on the Rotten Tomato score is Hereditary.
Wow, that's way up. I mean,
yeah, dude. I knew you'd get a kick out of that. So yeah, not only Frankenstein, but Frankenstein nudged out Hereditary.
Yeah. That's...
Yeah, dude.
I'd like to know the demographics and the registered people here.
Oh my gosh, dude. Okay, number 9 at Rolling Stone, The Thing. And number 9 at Rotten Tomatoes, The Babadook.
I'm down with The Thing. The Babadook was... I remember when I saw it, I was disappointed because I realized right away at the end that things had gone over my head and that this was something I thought it was going to be something else, that this went deeper than what I was anticipating. And because of that, I think my experience was ruined. Not to mention that butthole kid that everybody complains about in the movie. Practically ruined the whole thing. Number 9 of horror movies of all time. That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. Yeah, I enjoyed the Babadook. Right. I didn't even mind the crazy kid. I didn't even mind that because it made sense that he was so crazy and he was insane. But even in my limited idea of horror and the limited amount of movies that I've actually seen. And I'm seeing more and more ever since we've done the show. I'm seeing more and more and more, and I'm really getting into it now. But even in my limited knowledge of the genre, the idea, if someone said, "Oh, Babadook is rated number 9 of all time at Rotten Tomatoes," I'd say someone's smoking crack. Like and that's from somebody who likes the movie.
I'm on board with The Thing 100%. I mean, there's so many suspenseful scenes in there. You don't know who to trust. That's a whole other movie on itself. So you've got like these 2 great elements. You got the suspense of who is the thing, and then you've got mind-blowing practical effects, that still hold up exceptionally well. So yeah, The Thing for sure.
And we did a review on The Thing. We did a review on The Thing, and people can go and check that out because we loved it. It was awesome. And a really good review too. So number 8, all of our reviews are good. Number 8, Night of the Living Dead for Rolling Stone. Number 8 for Rotten Tomatoes.
Wait.
Yeah.
Okay. You haven't seen it, right?
I saw it as a kid, and I've only seen it. I remember some of the spooky parts that freaked me out.
Right. But you can appreciate some of the...
Yeah, I can't appreciate it.
Commentary in it or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the social commentary. Yeah. It's a good movie. It's got a really unsettling feeling because of, the graininess and the fact that it's black and white. You've got some really important things in there. For one, it was like the first like flesh-eating zombie film, or at least, one that paved the way for every other zombie film out there. And then you've got a black protagonist that, if you haven't seen it, well, I won't say too much, but his role is super important in there, and that was kind of a life-changing moment for the black community to have such a huge role in a horror film.
So number 8, man, is the Night of the Living Dead for Rolling Stone. For Rotten Tomato, number 8 is The Bride of Frankenstein. So Frankenstein.
So wait a minute.
Bride of Frankenstein.
And number 10 was Frankenstein, right?
Yes. Do you think the Beatnik left Rolling Stone and went over to Rotten Tomato?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Well, they're actually both pretty low on the critic review score. I mean, they've got Frankenstein has 48 reviews, Bride of Frankenstein has 47 reviews, and other ones are like 239, 103. So they're both pretty low. In fact, they are the lowest reviewed movies in the top 10.
You know, I know people that like those movies, particularly Bride, like I said, but I don't know anyone who that's their top in their top 10. That's weird.
Yeah. So number 7, at Rolling Stone is The Haunting, and I've never seen
the one from the 60s.
The one, let's see here. Yep, because I've never seen it. 1959. It's based on the 1959 novel.
Okay, yeah. Okay, but not the remake with Catherine Zeta-Jones and
no,
Owen Wilson.
Yeah, because they talk about the remake in the 90s, so they're talking the original one. Okay. So number
it's
7.
A good movie. It's creepy, and and you can clearly tell if you do watch it. Pay attention to the camera work, and it's got Sam Raimi written all over it. You can tell that he got some of his camera stuff from watching The Haunting. There's no doubt about it.
Number 7, Rotten Tomatoes, Psycho, 1960.
Okay. I mean, it's a thriller. I mean, it's a horror movie, I suppose.
Yeah.
Sure. That's a good movie. I liked it. I think it's one of those things, and I use this analogy a lot. One of my favorite, probably top 5 albums of all time is Paranoid by Black Sabbath. And it has Paranoid, War Pigs, and Iron Man. And the radio has ruined all 3 of those songs. You know, Black Sabbath has just such a huge catalog. But those are the only 3 songs that you're going to hear on the radio. And so, like Smoke on the Water, great song. I never want to hear that song again. But I used to love it.
Yeah.
Same with War Pigs, Paranoid, and Iron Man. And so something happens when you get kind of desensitized. And so the music from Psycho, you know, and then the shower scene that we've seen so many times and so many times parodied. It's one of those things where even if you've never seen Psycho, you know what that scene is. You know what that music is. And so it's hard for things like this to kind of step outside yourself and what you already know and what you've experienced your whole life with this film and still be able to, same with that music, you know, War Pigs or something. This is still a kick butt song. It's just that it's, you know,
played out. Yeah.
Even Ozzy, you know, on his solo things, it's like those are the only Sabbath songs he'll play, or like, you know, 2 of those 3. That's it for like an encore or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, man. So you're being just assaulted with this thing that becomes real old hat. Another example, like my son, Nakota, he went through this whole Nirvana and Foo Fighters thing where that's all he listened to. And he just loved it so much. And then he burnt himself out so bad on it that he doesn't recognize that he just burned himself out and that he will forever like this stuff. But instead he's like, I don't like this anymore. Or he just say, I don't like this anymore. No, I don't like that band. Like his mind's been changed. He doesn't understand that. No, dude, you've burned yourself out.
Yeah.
You still got to remember you love that. There's a reason why you played that same Foo Fighters song, you know, 20 times a day.
Yeah.
Because it's a good song. You love that song.
Yeah.
So that's a long way of saying it's hard for me to put Psycho on that thing because of that.
But in fact, it may rightfully be there still.
Sure.
Yeah. Number 6 on Rolling Stone, Alien. And dude, to be honest, I bet you Alien is like one of those movies. I forget which one we were watching where I wasn't sure if I'd seen it. And then it was the what was the one that we watched where the girl was the babysitter and it was a cult that wanted to kill her. What was that, man? And it was
the House of the Devil.
House of the Devil. That I didn't think I'd seen that. And then I started watching it in little cues, and then I'm like, wait a second, I've seen this before.
Right.
Alien, I think, may be kind of the same thing. but I don't really remember much of Alien. So number 6 on Rolling Stone is Alien.
Okay, so Alien, I can't tell if, because this thing about being on a ship or being somewhere, stuck somewhere, and then there's a killer on the loose, be it a creature or a person, has been done so many times that it's hard to, like, this is kind of like the originator of that kind of thing. I can't even say that, but for its time, at the time, it was such a big deal, and it had some really cool. First of all, you got the H.R. Geiger's super creative Alien. There's no cooler Alien, man. Than that Alien. It just isn't. And the chest bursting thing, and the idea that they're in space where no one can hear you scream, all of that is really cool. But the movie is a little underwhelming. Like, if you've heard about the movie a lot and you go to watch it, once you get past, like the chest bursting thing, the fact that they're in space and that they've been in this, what do they call where the tubes, there's a term for that, not cryogenics, but like where you're asleep, which is a neat concept, but it's a slow movie, man. And it isn't as gory as, because I saw it a handful of years ago and I was just like, man, I used to really like this movie, but it's really slow and you don't get to see much of the alien. So I don't know. I think on my whatever second or third view, I was a little underwhelmed. I don't know that it's one of those things where it's like, does it hold up versus how important it was at the time kind of thing, So I don't know if it belongs on the list or not, in my opinion. I don't know. That's a tough call.
What about this one? I'm glad this one's on the list, and I can imagine a lot of people would not include it, and for a couple different reasons, but I want to hear your take, man. Number 6 on Rotten Tomatoes is Nosferatu, A Symphony of Horror, 1922.
That is clearly just the fact that this is like, it wasn't the first horror film, but it was, I think the first one was something like, it was Frankenstein, I thought, was the first horror movie ever, but not Frankenstein with Boris Karloff.
Frankenstein was 1931.
Yeah, but we're talking, not Einstein. What
was the first horror movie ever made? House of the Devil, 1896.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Well, that's okay. Yeah, that's
But there's a what is the electricity dude? It's like so and so's Frankenstein. Like,
it says first 10 horror movies. You got House of the Devil, A Terrible Night, A Nightmare, X-Ray Fiend, Bewitched Inn, Photographing a Ghost, Cave of Demons.
Jeez, I haven't heard of most of those.
Yeah, these are all like 1800s, man.
Dude, it's gonna drive me nuts. The Frankenstein one.
Yeah.
And whoever's listening that knows the answer.
Yeah, they're gonna be like beating their head against the wall. They're like, come on, man, come on. Here's the answer.
I have to Google it.
Early 1900s horror movies. I'm looking it up right
original
now.
Original Frankenstein or whatever. Edison's Frankenstein from 1910.
Yeah, because it was also the Phantom Carriage. I've never seen that.
Yeah, I don't even remember why I was bringing this up. What movie was it that you just said?
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu. Okay. I mean, I liked it, but the makeup I think still holds up. It's creepy, atmospheric, but best out of these tens of thousands of movies that we've got out, no way.
Dude, in my opinion, is like very low on the totem pole for any of this stuff. But dude, Nosferatu, and maybe it's because when I first watched it, I actually didn't see the silent version of it.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a version of it, and I found it online somewhere a couple years ago, where it's got kind of this goth industrial sound to it.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, I was watching it. It was late at night. I think I was ripped out of my mind, and I'm watching it, and dude, I was spooked, dude. I was like legit spooked. Like, this is creeping me out, man. What the heck is up with this crap? And it was an interesting thing because here I am reading the words on the screen. I mean, even though it had the sounds and everything, the background accompaniment music or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It was still the fact that I'm not hearing people talking, and it was in black and white, and it really it spooked me. And so I'm at least happy to see it there. Although I can imagine there's a lot of people that'd be like, that doesn't belong there. Yeah, like you. You're like, I don't know if it belongs on that one, man. So okay, number 5 on Rolling Stone, Texas Chainsaw.
Okay. You know, I remember when I finally saw it, you know, it had a lot of hype. Dude, with the name, it came out in the 70s, and with a name like that, I was playing in theaters. And I remember seeing posters and stuff, and just like it was so like almost like pornographic, just the title alone.
Yeah.
You know, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like the word chainsaw was what really did it.
Yeah.
We're so used to that kind of thing, you know, people get split in half with chainsaws or whatever else, you know, it's no big deal. But for the 70s to have a mainstream movie like that being played in theaters, that was really something else. So when I finally saw it, when I was old enough to see it, I was so underwhelmed because I was expecting this just gore fest. And I remember not being really happy. And it wasn't until I got older that I could truly appreciate the disturbing darkness behind that film, which is, I would say that and Evil Dead are 2 of the loudest horror movies ever. Just constant screaming.
Yeah.
And yeah, Texas Chainsaw is an absolute classic, man.
Yeah. It's rightfully placed, I think. Rightfully placed in there. You know, because it's not number 1. It's not in the top 3. You know, but, you know, 5 to 7 in there. Seems like that'd be a good place. How about this one, man? Number 5 on Rotten Tomatoes, King Kong.
No, man.
Yeah, dude.
see, I feel like they got 2 lists that they're mashing together. One is like the most influential, you know, and then one is just like, and then the other one is like, you know, like, because King Kong clearly was. You got Harryhausen guy doing the claymation stuff, which is real top notch for the time. But dude, no, I know that Joe Dewey, that's his favorite movie of all time.
King Kong?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And I know some people who really, really adore that film, but dude, number 5? No.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
super influential? Yeah. Absolutely. And important? Yes.
But top 5. Dude, I think the rest of them are really going to tick you off, man. It's okay. Oh, dude, you don't even know what's coming. So, number 4, number 4 at Rolling Stone, Halloween.
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, Halloween, I know it's got its bad dialogue. Some of the acting is horrendous, but dude, it's in my like top 3. So yeah, I'm all for in dude, it has arguably the absolute best soundtrack for any horror movie.
Yes, dude. That and The Visitor.
Which was, oh my God.
Yeah. I had to throw it in there, man. I had to throw it in there.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but John Carpenter, who directed Halloween, he wrote and recorded all of that music for the movie. And when they screened it, initially they screened it, people were not that into it. And that's because there was no music yet. Dude, they threw that music in there and it changed everything.
Everything, bro.
Yeah.
Everything. Yes.
Love Halloween. Love Michael Myers.
Yes. Dude, he's probably still my favorite. You know, just I love him. Number 4 on Rotten Tomatoes, The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
With all these bad in their list.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, they got Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein,
King Kong.
Charlie, King Kong.
Oh,
dude. The Haunting, isn't it? Didn't they have The Haunting in there too?
Yeah. No, that was Rolling Stone.
Okay, dude. I saw a version kind of like what you saw, but it was like this really sweet jazz that was very fitting for it. And it was great. I think that is a good movie. Visually, it's like a Tim Burton movie film. And he probably drew tons of influence, but no way, dude. No way. Those people are crack.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
No.
Okay. So number 3 from Rolling Stone, we don't even need to talk about, just to mention it because we've already talked about it. Psycho. Okay. So they put Psycho at number 3.
Wow.
Number 3 at Rotten Tomatoes is A Quiet Place.
What?
Dude.
What?
And I love The Quiet Place, dude, and I will not defend this at all. I'm like, dude, this is the top 100 horror movies of all time.
Dude, it's like a paid promo. What is that?
Oh my gosh, dude.
Gosh. Dude, no. Yeah, not a bad movie. No.
Yeah,
not a bad movie.
Yeah.
But come on, how can you take a that doesn't make any sense, dude. How can you take a really ancient movie that doesn't hold up, like Frankenstein, and then toss this brand new thing in there? Dude, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of is that what is this based on?
This is based on it. No, it's the best of Rotten Tomatoes. Movies with 40 or more critic reviews vie for their place in history at Rotten Tomatoes. Eligible movies are ranked based on their adjusted scores.
Okay.
So, I mean, they're trying to be scientific about this, you know.
I don't know if this makes sense with this theory that I have.
Yeah.
Okay. We get the internet, and then people, you know, I don't know, people my age or older, they get the internet. They find the website Rotten Tomatoes. They find all their old classics that they grew up with, and they start voting like crazy on there. Then you get this new generation, that didn't realize that maybe they like horror because they just got done watching A Quiet Place.
Yeah.
And it's one of their first horror movies they've seen. Now they love horror, and this movie was just a masterpiece, and I cried, and I was scared. And I have the internet and my phone. I'm always on it. And so they're discovering this new thing. And so everybody votes. That's my thing. It's like a bunch of old people and a bunch of young people. They got really excited about stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're all sandwiched in between, dude. You know, we're all sandwiched in between.
We're the wise ones, man.
Yeah. We're the wise
We're the
ones.
rational ones. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So,
I will tell you this.
Yeah.
I am so delighted, hopefully, that you have not said The Shining yet. And I don't know if it's on there, and if it's not, you know I'm going to be pissed. But I'm glad that you haven't said it yet, because we're at what, number 3?
Number 2.
We're at number 2.
Yes.
All right.
So number 2, Rolling
and
Stone.
The Exorcist.
Rolling Stone, just to make you happy, The Shining.
All right, there it is.
There it is.
I'll take a number 2.
Yeah. You will take one. How many times a day?
No.
How many times a day, Chad? You're letting us know a lot.
Yeah, that makes me happy. Yeah, because that is like my number 1. So, yep.
Yeah. So, okay. So number 2, The Shining, at Rolling Stone. Number 2 at Rotten Tomatoes, Get Out. Yeah.
Again, dude, you've got your new generation here that just popped a boner for, you know, new horror, and they've got these, you know, the online things, and they're voting. That's what it is, man. I'm not saying Get Out. Get Out was a good movie. Have you seen it?
No.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
But for the number 2 horror of all time, movie of all time.
Yeah. Yeah,
no
way.
It's unique. It's memorable. The acting is good. The story is good. If you haven't seen it, dude, you should watch it.
Yeah. It's on the list. I plan on it.
But it's not a number 2 horror movie of all time.
Dude, you know, I can only imagine if, let's say you're one of the actors and actresses in the movie, and you know that you're ranked for whatever reason. Would you wear that on your sleeve, or would that be something that, even though you're ranked number 2 on Rotten Tomatoes of all time, that you would kind of keep it to yourself? Or you'd be like, we're the second highest rated horror movie of all time, and people would be like,
you mean because even I would, like, you know, raise an eyebrow at it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because
like, that's BS.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I've had people say things like, this book or whatever was like my favorite horror book ever or something like that, and I'm just like, you need to get out more. You need to read more books. But thank you.
Yeah. Right.
But I mean, I don't know, dude. There's a lot more hard work that goes into making a film than for example, any book that I've written. Far more work would go into that, and so going through all of that hard work, I mean, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, maybe, and you'd always have the escape hatch. If someone goes, "Oh, dude, come on, number 2 of all time, are you kidding me?" And you could just simply say, "Well, your opinion really doesn't matter. This is an official, very scientific poll." That's the way it works, dude.
I don't know what to tell you, man. This is science.
Yeah, it's science, dude. This is how it works. So, okay, we're down to number 1, dude.
Dude, you don't even need to tell me.
What's number 1 at Rolling Stone?
Dude, they're both the same. And if they're not, I don't understand.
Okay, because if they're not, it's a possibility that one of the lists doesn't even have what you think is number 1 in the top 10.
Which is why I'm convinced that they're both the same. Because how can you not have it in the top 10?
Yeah.
I mean, Rolling Stone, who knows? Based on their top 25, then maybe their number 1 is Blackula. Which is a cool movie, by the way.
Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. I was not expecting that. Oh man, dude, that is great. Okay, number 1.
Yeah.
Number 1 at Rolling Stone is The Exorcist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you knew it. Okay, and putting your theory to the test. Can we get a drum roll, please? Number 1. Here we go. Number 1 at Rotten Tomatoes is Fortress.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, you're kidding? Oh, I'm glad you told me that, because
rest assured, it's not, dude. Yeah. It's Chucky.
No,
I'm kidding. It's not Chucky. It's actually Us.
Seriously?
I'm dead serious. 2019 Us, 93%.
Okay, then I will tell you what. My answer, Blackula, was close.
Oh no! Oh, we're so canceled.
No, listen.
Yeah,
I haven't seen Us. I want to, because I know I will probably enjoy it. I enjoyed Jordan Peele's first movie, Get Out.
So, dude, he can actually say. Peele can say, I have number 1 and number 2 horror film of all time, according to Rotten Tomatoes.
I will tell you,
Wow.
First of all, I know that he's a huge. When I found out that he was doing a movie, and even a horror movie, I was not surprised at all, because if you've ever watched Key and Peele, it's clear that these guys know their films. Horror, they know them really well. So it didn't surprise me, but I will guarantee that dude is like, you guys are nuts.
Yeah, he doesn't even agree with it at all, dude.
Also, I heard that I haven't heard a single person that has liked Us more than Get Out.
Really?
Yeah.
I would hear the same thing. I've watched people when they've talked about it. I have a buddy who does some reviews. He's talked about both of them, and Get Out he liked more. I don't know if I've heard anybody that's like, I actually like this more now. Dude, I'm going through here because I'm blown away that The Exorcist was not number 1. I would have thought that The Exorcist was number 1.
I mean, you didn't even say it. You started at 11. You didn't even.
No. And dude, here is the thing. I don't know. I'm right now at 82. I'm not seeing The Exorcist at all. It's not even in there. It's not even in the top 100.
Maybe it's like, you know what? It's like this. Exorcist is that really hot chick that doesn't have a boyfriend because nobody will ask her out because they just assume that she's going to say no, or that she already has a boyfriend. So nobody voted for The Exorcist.
Yeah. Nobody, dude, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. I mean, you've got Evil Dead 2 is in rank number 41. Evil Dead is 40.
Yeah, dude, it will be a really, really long time before Exorcist can be knocked out of the top 10 for the scariest or best horror film of all time.
I know. Dude, I'm going down. I'm looking at. I'm again here. Let's see. I mean, Wicker Man's on there, right? Gerald's Game is on there. The Devil's Candy is on there. Bone Tomahawk. The Shining is 94 on Rotten Tomatoes. Dude, it has the abominable Dr. Phibes. Dude, I love that. I love.
Well, you just named a bunch of great movies, but I want to say this about the Rotten Tomatoes list. That's the one that has Get Out and Us, right?
Yes, yes.
That makes me happy that I don't think that, and like I said, I would assume that. Well, I think I said what I said was a guarantee that Jordan Peele himself would be like, you guys are nuts. I can list 10 movies right now that should be in the top 10, and my movie isn't one of them, or at least the top 5.
Yeah.
You know, like the fact that The Exorcist isn't in there. I can confidently say that he would say that, but it really it warms my heart to know that that people of color are getting recognized for something like, you know, this isn't a you know, the cast of these movies are they're black people, but this isn't like a already done horror film where you're just replacing white people with black people.
Yeah.
You know, and then calling it Barbershop Killer or something like that. You know,
yeah, I know what you're meaning though. Yes, totally. Yeah.
This is not that. These are unique storylines, good writing, good acting. You know, so kudos to him for making it there. The list doesn't make any sense when The Exorcist is on there. So, and the fact that you still can't find it ruins all.
Dude, it's not there. It's
takes
not
away
there.
all cred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got, let's see here, man. Misery is 80. The Mummy is 79. Let Me In is 77. Frankenweenie is 75. I mean, it's so bad, bro. It's just so bad. Let's see here. Dude, Eraserhead's on there at 69. Eraserhead, yeah. Texas Chainsaw is 67, according to them. Jeez. Let's see here. Yeah.
You know what? Wow. Chainsaw and then Eraserhead.
Zombieland is 59.
I like Eraserhead, but
yeah.
Dude, it's one of those movies that if someone says, I hate that, you'd be like, I get it.
Dude, I don't know, man. I've never seen Harpoon. I don't know anything about that. Midsummer is 38. Carrie's 37. It is 30. Young Frankenstein 29. They've got The Witch on there. They got Godzilla at 27. Cabin in the Woods 24.
Did you might like The Witch? I don't think you've seen that.
I haven't seen it. No.
It's a slow burn, like big time. It's very quiet horror. Elevated, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah, elevated. You like that phrase, dude?
Well, no, I don't. But
but it makes sense. Yeah.
It's sad we have to use it, but I did see a movie today from 1980 called Macabre, and you know, I've seen a lot of 70s horror films this year because I just love the decor. I love the music. You know, yeah, I just have a good time. It takes me back, and the movie could suck, and it's just, you know, good nostalgia. But it's kind of embarrassing that we are, you know, 40, 50 years later, and we're doing these remakes and these rehashes and these retellings of, you know, Black Christmas or whatever, what have you, sequel after sequel. And because in the 70s, they just didn't have that. You know, they didn't have like sequels and stuff. And they weren't rehashing anything either. So all these movies were just crazy unique, man. I mean, not all of them. There's original. A lot of garbage out there too. Like some of the stuff that I saw, you know, earlier this year, like the giant spider invasion stuff. It's just stupid. But yeah, the movie I saw today, the acting wasn't that great, but it was outlandish, and it was a crazy story. Hadn't been done before. And they're just that's what I love about the 70s, and even the 80s did that too, but they also got into more of like the visual stuff, the body horror and the practical effects, and started to get, gory and stuff. So when you're watching an 80s film, it's more of a lot of times it's more of a visual experience, and the 70s relied more on kind of like whacked out unique stories. So I don't know. I'm glad that we still have really good, authentic horror films, modern ones this day and age, but they're hard to find, man.
Yeah.
I think that sucks. I think it's sad.
On a positive note, dude. Well, I don't know if it should be 13. I would probably rank it high for my limited knowledge of the genre, but It Follows was number 13 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. See, for me, it's in my top 10 of all time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a modern horror film. That is such a refreshing movie. Hereditary, refreshing movie. These are the kind of things that, that thank God they're still being made. But those are the kind of things that if you saw it in the 70s, they're like, yeah, of course. I've never seen this before, because that's not how we rolled. So
well, that's the list, bro. And that's the show.
That was awesome. That was,
yes, man.
I knew I'd get heated a couple times. But you did shock me with some of these. I didn't realize we'd have so many old classics on the one list, and number one and number two definitely shocked me.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to see. I was glad to see Halloween on there. Glad to see The Shining. Those are in my top, 3. So out of The Thing, one of those lists had some good choices on
it. Yeah, they did. Yeah, one of them. Rolling Stone, surprisingly, it wasn't that bad. Right. They had some that were debatable, right? Like, why would you put it on there? But Rotten Tomatoes, dude, I would not. To me, not very reliable. It's my opinion, right? And people should let us know their opinion. How can they do that, Chad? How can people connect with us, man?
They can find us at just typing and Googling PaleoCheeze with a Z, or you can email us, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We pretty much have, the main ones covered.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to email us, reach out to us, ask a question, whatever, send hate mail because your opinion is different than ours, or you actually have the family tradition of eating hot dogs on Thanksgiving, and I just ruined your holiday. Yeah. You can reach us at PaleoCheeze, PaleoCheeze @gmail.com.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the next episode we're gonna have Tim Meyer on, and then be fun. Who knows from there? I mean, we got some people we're talking to.
We have a Christmas episode, right? That's actually already been done. Mm-hmm. But we're gonna have more as it gets even closer to Christmas. Yeah. And so it's gonna be a festive time. We'll have a lot of fun.
We'll do a best of. Probably do a best of films that we watched this year. Maybe not just. I've actually been trying to keep track of every movie that I've seen this year. I write them down and I give a number, and then I thought I could give my top 10 favorites, top 10 least favorites, and then we could even talk about our favorites that we watch for the show.
Dude, sounds awesome, man. Sounds awesome. I'd have to go back and write them down. I have not been keeping a very precise list, but I think I'd be able to do it. I don't watch as many movies as you do, man. You watch them even in your sleep, dude. You'll lay down with your blankie on the couch, taking the naps you swear up and down you never do. And you're like, I don't take naps. And then you're like, when I'm laying down taking a nap and I'm watching, I'm like, what? You're taking naps, Chad.
Speaking of nap taking and my blankie, I have my fabulous overlook blanket, the shining carpet blanket, in my office now over a chair, because it is an Afghan, beautifully made, perfectly made. However, there are some holes in it from kind of being separated from the patterns, and I don't want it to get. I think I'm going to have my mom fix it. Mm-hmm. And thank you again, Jude Scott, for sending me this blanket. It's so awesome. I cherish it. And but I did ask for Christmas a new blanket specifically for my horror naps, so that I don't ruin my extra special irreplaceable blanket. It's a Halloween VHS. Looks like a Halloween from the VHS movie when the movie Halloween came out. The poster art and stuff, but dude, last night, real quick, I saw some pajamas, dude, that I have to have. Dude, I'm not kidding.
Is it a onesie?
Dude, no.
Are you going to buy a onesie on us, Chad?
Dude, if it had the flaps and back and everything, I'd probably still wear it. Because, I've got some of the lounge pants from Fright Rags. I've got some Evil Dead 2 ones, Night of the Living Dead. And then for Christmas, I actually did ask my wife for these cool Phantasm sweatpants. Then yesterday, this company reveals these gorgeous Halloween pajamas, dude, that are so freaking cool. And I told my buddy today, John, I said, I got to get these somehow, and I will wear them with pride at 50 years old, man.
Yeah, man.
And wearing these basically, kids' pajamas. I mean, they're adults only. They're just made for adults, but
it's been a good time, Chad. It's a good show, dude. It's a good couple shows, man. Can't wait for the next one.
Me neither, man. Until next time.